What is up, everyone? It's DJ Garcia, Raymond Garcia. Today I'm talking about why I am excited for Metallica's newest album coming out in November, Hardwired to Self-Destruct. So what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to answer that question at the very end of this video. But right now I'm going to take you through like the history of Metallica, that I know. The songs that I love, the songs that I know, how I was introduced to them. Because I want to let you guys know that Metallica is probably one of my favorite artists, bands of all time. Like out of any genre, out of all music, Metallica is probably my favorite anything. I started going on researching Metallica. Like there was no reason, I just came across Metallica on the internet and I was like, okay, well let me learn about the history, because I thought it was cool, because of course I was born in '99, and so yeah, I just started learning and reading why some band members left and why some got kicked out, just things like that, because I just wanted to learn their history. And then I started learning their albums, and I started to memorize. I wanted to memorize what albums came out in what year, and I also wanted to remember what songs came on each album, you know what I mean? So we're gonna start with their debut album, Kill 'Em All, coming out in 1983. I only know 2 songs from this album. I only know 2 of them. First off, we have Hit the Lights, which was the very first song on the soundtrack, but it's one of the newer songs that I've discovered from them. And I've been listening to it for about a couple weeks now, because I knew it from the movie that they had in 2013, that concert film. If you haven't seen it, you should go see it, because that's one of the best things in my life. And I'll give more detail about it later. And then I know Seek and Destroy. Seek and Destroy is probably one of the very first songs I've heard of Metallica. It's one of the first, not the first. I never really liked the song, but I just listened to it a couple days ago for the first time again, and now I love it. I love it. I feel like it's new. I'm listening to it like basically for the first time in years, and it's one of my favorites now. So now we are on Ride the Lightning, coming out a year later in '84, and I know 3 songs off this. I know 4 songs. Of course you have Ride the Lightning. I just listened to it again for the other day, and I didn't really like it as much. It just didn't work. My favorite songs are For When the Bell Tolls and Creeping Death. I mean, come on. And then I just discovered Fade to Black. I just listened to it for the first time couple days ago, and it's like one of my most played songs already on my phone. So now we come to '86, 2 years later, for their 3rd album, Master of Puppets. The very first song on the album is Battery. I also just listened to Battery for one of the first times, maybe about a month ago, and oh my god, I'm just like how did I never listen to these songs before? I actually do remember it from the Metallica game. If you guys remember, there was a game called Guitar Hero, and they had a Metallica game. It's just basically just Metallica songs, and that's how I discovered Battery. But I just listened to it again like a month ago, and I'm still listening to it. It's just awesome. And then of course we have Master of Puppets. I mean, who doesn't like Master of Puppets? It's also one of the first songs I've heard from them. I forgot to mention that I know Metallica from my parents. My dad is the one who listens to Metallica, and the most he's been listening to it since he was like my age, maybe like a little bit before my age. And then my mom, I think when they met, my mom started listening to him too, and she loves him. But I'm pretty sure Master of Puppets was introduced to me. I'm pretty sure I discovered that song. I knew it before the movie, and I think I just knew it just in general. I think it was just played around me. And then I know Orion. And Orion, I discovered Orion in the movie as well, because it was the last song played. It was played in the credits, and I was like, this is great, because it's no singing, it's just an instrumental, and it's just fucking awesome. There's no lyrics or singing, but it's still great. So now we have And Justice for All. I'm actually wearing a shirt of the picture from And Justice for All. You can't really see it, it's kind of like mostly black, but this is actually Lady Justice, so it's pretty cool. There's only one song I like on this album, and I mean one song, and that is the song called One, because this is actually the very first song I've ever heard from Metallica, ever. This is the song where I was introduced. I probably learned this song when I was like 4 or 5. That's how long I've been listening to Metallica, and I remember it was One, and it was Nothing Else Matters. Those were the very first 2 songs. But that's like the only song I like off And Justice for All. So now we're in '91 with Metallica. First off being Enter the Sandman. I know this song because of ECW, and there used to be a character called the Sandman, and he'd always come out to the song Enter Sandman by Metallica. And then Sad But True, one of the first songs that I was listening to since Metallica. I didn't learn it from anywhere. I think I just know it because in general it was just played around me. And then we have Nothing Else Matters. And it's just so cool because it's like a slow song, and you know, a lot of Metallica songs are really fast and intense, and this is one of their slower songs, but they still make it just so good. So now we come to 96 with Load, and this is where I kind of lose track of Metallica songs. This is where it's like I don't know as many now, like on each album. I don't really know as many songs. The only song I know from Load and that I like is King Nothing. I know King Nothing from the game, like I said earlier, Guitar Hero and Metallica. That's where I learned King Nothing, and I still listen to it to this day. Every other song that's on here, I've never even heard of. This is, like I said, this is where I start getting lost. So then a year later in 97, we have Reload. First off, we have Fuel. And I know that song from the movie. And you know, a lot of songs come from the movie. And again, I'm gonna explain all this like after I'm done. And then we have The Memory Remains. Now here's how I know that song. I watch wrestling. I watch WWE. You guys might notice from my reactions to on my channel. At one of the WrestleManias, Triple H fought The Undertaker. It was the end of an era match in a Hell in a Cell. And they used to use The Memory Remains by Metallica to promote that match. They always played it in the background whenever they advertised it, and that's how I discovered that song, and I still listen to that song today. So now we're at Say Anger in 2003. I don't think I know any songs, like, at all. I know Say Anger because, of course, that's what the album is called. They're not even, like, familiar, like, the names. So then we come to Death Magnetic from 2008, and I know 2 songs. Cyanide, which I know from the movie, and I don't really like that song at all. I listened to that the other day, and it just didn't work for me. And then I know A Day That Never Comes, and I know that song from DJ Hero. And yes, you heard me correctly, I know a Metallica song from DJ Hero. It was actually on there. But I don't really like that song, the original version. I don't really like that one. So now we're here at 2016, Hardwired to Self-Destruct. And of course that hasn't come out yet, but there is one song from the album that has been released, and that is called Hardwired. And I love Hardwired, like, come on, it's just, I thought it was cool. It's very short, but it's still very intense. I love it. So now we come to the main purpose of this video, why I'm excited for Hardwired to Self-Destruct. And this is gonna be kind of hard to explain, but it's like, I was born in 99, so of course I missed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 albums of Metallica. I wasn't alive for the first 7 albums from Metallica. I wasn't alive. And then of course Say Anger came out in 2003. I was alive, but I was like 3 or 4 years old, so of course I don't really know anything about it yet. And then Death Magnetic was 08. And so it's like, you know, at 8 years old, I'm not really listening to music. I don't understand lyrics or anything, right? But then in 2011, 2012-ish, I'm getting more older, I'm getting more mature, and I'm getting more into my teen years. And that's actually when I got more and more into Metallica, right? And then the movie came out in 2013. Like I said, I mentioned the movie like 50 times this entire video. The movie is what I think kick-started my love for Metallica, because I was 13 when it came out, or 14, I don't remember. Those are like the very early stages of like me being a teenager, and that's when you start having your love for music just, you know, grow. And that's when I really started getting into Metallica, because now I'm older. And so ever since that movie, I was like, okay, I've been listening to them ever since, and I've been admiring it more because, like I said, I'm older now, and so I'm understanding lyrics, I'm appreciating it more whenever they have a song, whenever I listen to the song, it's an old song, a newer song, I'm just appreciating it more. I'm just, as you guys know, like I said earlier, Metallica is like my all-time favorite artist, band, out of anything. Almost 10 years has passed. It's been 8 years since they've had an album. 2016, they were having a new album coming out. I am 17 right now, and so the reason I'm excited for Hardwired to come out is because I've never really been alive to witness something like this, you know, a new album from my favorite artist. This will be the first time they will release an album, and I get to say I remember that. I remember this when it came out. I was a fan when this came out. I love them. And so that's just, it's hard to explain, like I said. It's just, I hope you guys understand. I can't even explain it. This is just one of the first times where I get to be witnessing them releasing an album, you know, where I'm like a where I'm a fan of theirs, you know what I mean? And I'm very excited. You know, I really like Hardwired. I really do. I love it. And I know that might be like a really short answer and not really that good of an answer, but that's the answer. That's my answer why I'm excited for it. And so you already know the day it comes out, I'm going to get it. The day it comes out. But that is not the main reason I'm making this video. I also have something else. Like I said, I am still discovering music from Metallica. I've always had my favorites, but I just found out the song Fade to Black, and that was on Ride the Lightning in '84. I was listening to Fade to Black and I was loving it so much, it's already a favorite of mine. I realized that there's more Metallica music out there than what I know. And so you guys know that I was naming all the albums and that I was naming all the songs that I knew, but I probably skipped a lot. That's just because I don't know any of the other songs off their albums. And so the reason I'm making this video is to get you guys' help. I want you guys to comment down below songs from Metallica that I did not name. If I didn't name it in this video, that means I probably just don't know it. I never heard of it. But because they're having a new album, that means they're gonna be on tour. And when they announce their tour dates for USA, obviously I'm going to get tickets and I'm going to see them. But when I go see them in concert, I don't want to just know the songs that I know already. I want to know basically every song they play, because I know they're going to play songs that I won't know. But I don't want that to happen. I want to know each song they play. So right now I want to know songs that you guys like and that you guys know, ones that I didn't name in this video at all, and I will go listen to those songs. And so that is the other reason I am making this video, is because I want to learn more songs from Metallica. So if you guys like this video, please give this video a like. It really helps me out. Comment down below, let me know what you think about Hardwired, and if you're gonna go get the album when it comes out. And if you want to see more on my channel, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.